throws away like trash, but these cats have a different destiny. Sometimes, all it takes is one person, a single heartbeat, a single act of mercy. Underneath the rubble and the silence, life was waiting. Not a life. 5 little lives, plus a mother on the verge of death. They were thrown away like garbage, left behind in heavy stones and cold ground. But someone did care enough to stop, to hear. And what happened next wasn't a rescue, it was a miracle. This is the story of a mother cat who almost died, and the incredible team who refused to let her go. Because love isn't just a feeling, it's a fight. And sometimes, love looks like CPR, oxygen masks, and 5 hopeful kittens waiting for their mom to breathe again. Scene 1. The Discovery. The rescue didn't begin with a distant siren, it began in silence. A cat that looks dead, buried beneath the rocks, unmoving. Her small body looked completely lifeless. Her tongue was out, her eyes were frozen open, and she didn't move an inch. She was likely half stoned. But even in the state, she was still holding on, and so were her 5 tiny kittens, huddled close, waiting for a miracle. The rescue workers crawled close to kneel next to her tiny body. First, they would check for a pulse. Did she remember that? Was she even still breathing? Was there hope? Then they laid her gently on a towel. Her small body was limp. The rescuer checked her mouth for obstructions, gently clearing it. He then sealed a breathing device around her mouth and nose and began pumping air rhythmically. Starting CPR. Steady, hopeful, desperate. Slow, controlled compressions, again and again, trying to bring her back. Meanwhile, another rescuer carefully picked up the 5 kittens and placed them close to their mother. Then came a stethoscope, a pause, listening, searching for signs of life. Another round of chest compressions followed. The team didn't give up. Suddenly, a small twitch. Still faint, still weak, but a twitch. While one rescuer worked on the mother, those 5 kittens were confused, fragile, and scared in silence, and they needed her to live. They immediately cleaned them and checked any injuries in their bodies after being satisfied, brought near their mother's side, perhaps to remind her she still had a reason to come back. The rescuers continued the CPR, then administered an injection. Oxygen tubes were fixed to her nose and mouth. Still no movement. Then another injection, this time through a saline IV as the kittens were moved to safety so they wouldn't disturb their mom. Minutes passed. Then, suddenly, something happened. Her paw moved. Her chest rose slightly. She was fighting. The mother cat wasn't gone. Not yet. Scene 2. Emergency response. The rescue center immediately transformed into an ER. The kittens were assessed first. Tiny, barely weeks old, underweight, and vulnerable. One had a weak cry. Another blinked slowly, unsure of where they were. But thankfully, all 5 were alive. Because of her. Their mother, now her name is Luna, was the real concern. Still unresponsive, she was monitored closely. Saline dropped steadily into her tiny leg. Oxygen flowed continuously into her lungs. He gave her a shot of medicine. The mother cat's body was still weak, but now she was fighting. Then came another injection, and slowly, her eyes flickered. Not wide, not alert, but be aware. The rescuer, kneeling beside her, gently petted her fur to show his love and concern. "You're safe now," he whispered. She blinked, weakly. That was all the team needed to keep going. Over the next hour, Luna received warmth through heat pads and careful CPR when her breath slowed. They checked her heart repeatedly. When it faltered, they acted. When it faded, they revived. Then finally, a hopeful sound. A soft, shaky purr. Quiet, raspy, but unmistakably hers. And in that moment, Her kittens, now wrapped and nestled beside her, responded too. They mewed. They knew their mom was still with them. The rescue team gently pet them all, smiling with relief. There was no sound sweeter than the soft mews of those 5 little kittens and the steady breathing of their brave mother. The rescue team, exhausted but beaming, continued their care, tenderly. Because in that fragile breath, that single sound, was hope. Scene 3. Recovery and healing. Over the next few hours, Luna's strength returned, slowly but surely. Soon, the entire family was carefully placed into a warm, safe basket and taken to the shelter. She was placed in a cozy recovery space, surrounded by soft blankets, gentle lighting, food, love, and most importantly, each other. Her kittens were kept close, fed around the clock. This mother cat had returned from the edge for one reason only. They curled up together. The kittens press against her chest. She wraps her paws around them. She can feel them, and they can feel her heartbeat. Alive, present, home. Day by day, the kittens grew bolder. One climbed onto a cushion. Another started grooming her siblings. The runt, barely breathing just days ago, now mewed the loudest. Luna began grooming them again. She stretched one morning, gently curling around them. And again, she purred, this time louder. Healing wasn't just physical, it was emotional, and it was working. Not all animals are afforded this opportunity, but Luna's tale is a testament that even the lost can be found. 5 little kittens, 1 shattered mother, a team that embraced love over convenience. This was more than a rescue, it was a resurrection. If this story moved you, please share it. Donate to your local shelters, donating, volunteering, and fostering. Because out there, in the silence, another Luna is waiting, and your love the breath to begin. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps more stories like this reach hearts across the world.